All right, diving in today, folks. We're looking at, the MSC World America, brand new cruise ship, and it's making a lot of noise, even though it hasn't even technically hit the water yet, right? It's March 31st, 2025, and we've got all the latest updates for you. We really want to get into what this thing means, what this massive ship means for the future of cruising, especially here in North America.
Yeah, you got it. This deep dive, think of it as like your own personal briefing on this, major development happening in the cruise industry. So we're going to go through the big milestones here, from how it was built to when it's going to arrive in Miami, and then really what makes the ship stand out.
Okay, so first things first, the news is that the MSC World America was officially delivered, just a few days ago on March 27th. So beyond just, the obvious, it's built. What does that actually mean? What can MSC Cruises actually do now that they have it?
Well, the delivery from Chantier de l'Atlantique, that's in France, and it's, they're huge in shipbuilding, it really marks like a super important change. It means, okay, all that construction, all that's done. MSC Cruises now, they own it. It's their responsibility. They're moving it into the final stages to get it ready for, passengers to actually get on board. So this is when all the internal systems, the crew training, all that stuff, it really ramps up.
And it's headed to Miami, right? I'm hearing it's going to get there around April 7th. This isn't just like pulling into any dock, though, is it?
No, definitely not. The timing of when it arrives in Port Miami lines up perfectly with the naming ceremony. That's April 9th, and that's a big, big event. And you know what? It's happening at MSC's brand new terminal. And get this, it's supposed to be the biggest cruise terminal in all of North America. That right there tells you a lot about how serious MSC is about really, making a statement here in this market.
And to top it all off, who's going to be christening this thing? Who's going to be holding the champagne? I hear it's Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, they went all out, picking Drew Barrymore, someone everyone knows, to be the godmother. It's smart. You get all this media attention. You get people who maybe don't even follow cruising that interested. They really want to make a splash with this.
So after all the partying and the big ceremony, it's time to set sail. The Maiden Voyage is all set for April 12th, a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise. Sounds like a pretty nice way to, start things off.
Oh, they definitely thought this one through.
Yeah.
The route they picked hits all the big spots. Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic, San Juan in Puerto Rico, and of course, you got to have Ocean Cay, MSC Marine Reserve in the Bahamas. They want to show off right from the start all the different things you can do, both on the ship and when you get off at these really cool ports.
Now, the MSC World America isn't just some random ship. It's the second one in what they're calling the World Class series. So what's the deal with World Class? What makes these ships different?
World Class, it basically shows how MSC is thinking about the future of these, mega ships. We're talking huge size, new and cool amenities, and they're really focused on creating these like super diverse, immersive experiences for just a ton of passengers. It's like they want to make sure there's something for everyone, from families to people who want, real luxury. This ship specifically, it's kind of this cool mix of that European elegance that MSC is known for, but with things that they know are going to appeal to us, to North Americans.
And we are talking big, right? Like close to 6,800 passengers, over 2,600 cabins. And I've even heard something about like a swing ride over the water.
The cliffhanger, they're calling it. And yeah, it's the first ever overwater swing ride on a cruise ship. Definitely makes a statement. They're pushing the limits of what you can do on board for entertainment. And then on top of that, 19 places to eat. And listen to this, the only eataly at sea. That's a big deal for foodies. And if you want like a super exclusive experience, there's the MSC Yacht Club. It's like its own little luxury world inside the ship.
Plus it runs on LNG, which I know is supposed to be, a step towards being more green, right?
Exactly. Using liquefied natural gas, or LNG, that's a major part of how MSC is trying to be more sustainable.
Yeah.
It cuts down on some of those pollutants you get with the fuels that ships usually use. It's not completely emission-free, but it's a step in the right direction for cruising.
And it's been interesting to see them spotlighting their crew, too, like in their ads. They've been featuring, like, Lachlan, the casino host. It seems like they're really trying to emphasize that, personal touch.
Yeah, when you have a ship this massive, it's super important to show off your crew, to show that they're dedicated to giving good service. It makes the whole experience less overwhelming for passengers. It makes it feel more personal, helps build trust, encourages people to have, good interactions.
So taking all of this into consideration, I think it's pretty clear that the MSC World America is coming in strong, looking to be a major player in the Caribbean, going up against, the big guys like Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas.
Yeah, no doubt. Big picture, Putting a ship this big in Miami, it's a clear sign that MSC is putting a lot of resources, a lot of faith in the North American market. Its size, all the unique stuff it has, and the fact that it's going to a place everyone wants to visit. It all points to them trying to get a big chunk of the cruise market.
It's definitely looking like a turning point for MSC Cruises and for cruising here in North America. It's this really interesting mix of just massive scale, but then all these different diverse things you can do once you're on board. So I'm curious, for anyone listening, thinking about a ship with this many choices, what's the one thing that really grabs your attention? What sparks your curiosity? And how do you think a ship this massive might change, how you think about what's even possible on a cruise?
Definitely something to think about as this giant of the seas gets ready to set sail.